In this video, I'll be sharing some theories about what might happen in Beyond the Spider-Verse. Given how Across the Spider-Verse ended, there are a few outcomes that seem pretty likely. I really wish there was more information available about the upcoming movie, but since that's not the case, I decided to come up with some theories of my own, so let's dive into them. Let's start with the first theory. I think there's a strong chance of a confrontation between Miles from Earth-42 and our Miles. At the end of the last movie, there was a hint that Miles is going to break free from being tied up to that punching bag, which will probably happen in the next movie. When he escapes, a fight between them could be on the cards, which would be really cool to see. It seems like this Miles from Earth-42 is very skilled at combat, and his tech is also incredibly advanced, which makes him a really tough opponent. A confrontation between them would be amazing. This would be a very epic moment, setting the stage for some intense action and drama. The next theory here is that Prowler Miles won't be a villain. He might be against our Miles at first, but he will probably get along with him and the other spider people at some point in the movie. I think he's more of an anti-hero. Eventually, I believe he'll team up with him to tackle bigger challenges, possibly working together to save our Miles's father, which would be a great plot twist. I'm pretty sure he isn't gonna fit the traditional villain mold for the whole movie, and I think that collaboration could lead to some really interesting storylines. Everything suggests that he's gonna be a complex character with motivations that aren't purely bad. My next theory is that Miles and Miguel will probably get along at some point in the story, which honestly makes a lot of sense. I can totally see this happening. Right now, they have conflicts because they have different beliefs. Miles is against certain events happening, while Miguel is more in favor of them following the usual pattern, which is often referred to as canon events, things that are supposed to happen in every Spider-Man's life. He believes that these events shouldn't be altered, even if you know they're coming, and Miles strongly disagrees with that idea. That's pretty much the main difference between them right now, but I really want to see them becoming friends, maybe halfway through the movie or towards the end. Moving on to the next theory, Prowler Miles will probably end up going to our Miles's universe from Earth 1610 with him to deal with the Spot. It's easy to imagine a scenario where Prowler Miles has to go to our Miles's universe, and I can picture the moment he meets our Miles's parents perfectly. The reaction of seeing two Miles in front of them would be priceless, and it's definitely something that could happen. It would be awesome to see. My next theory. Miles will probably visit Gwen's universe. From the beginning, I've wanted to see him there, but we never got the chance. We saw how their little spider date on Miles's universe was awesome in Across the Spider-Verse. Just imagine how cool it would be in Gwen's universe, where the color palette changes based on her emotions. It would be amazing. Plus, since we saw Gwen meeting Miles's parents, I can definitely see Miles meeting Gwen's father at some point in the movie, maybe towards the end. This setup makes a lot of sense given that Gwen already met his parents, and now he is going to meet her father, so everything is set up if they do get together, something I'm 99.9% sure is going to happen. Moving on to the next one, my next theory is that Miles will probably get seriously injured during his fight with the Spot. Given how powerful the Spot is right now, Miles might even come close to dying during their conflict. I can definitely see this happening because it would have a huge impact on the story. Imagine how Gwen will feel if she saw that something happened to Miles. I'm pretty sure that he's not gonna die, but imagine how she would feel if she thinks that she lost him. This emotional moment would add a lot of depth to the story. And I think it's very likely to happen given where the story is going right now. My next theory is that Gwen's team will probably split up to find Miles and explore the multiverse. When Gwen gathered her spider team to rescue Miles, they didn't know his whereabouts because he was stuck in Earth-42. We don't know for sure if they are aware that he's there unless Margot remembers, since she's the one who used the machine to send Miles to Earth-42. If Margot does remember, they can go straight to Earth-42. But if she doesn't, I can definitely see them splitting up to find him. This would be awesome because they might meet some alternative versions of other Spider-Man across different universes. I really want to see this happen, especially if Spider-Punk and Spider-Man Noir team up. Their interaction would be incredible. But if Margot does remember, it wouldn't make much sense for them to split up. That being said, having them go their separate ways to find Miles and explore the multiverse would give way to some really interesting moments. It would allow for diverse storylines and exciting encounters, making it more dynamic and engaging. The next theory is that Prowler Miles will help our Miles create a new suit for him. We know that his current suit is very damaged, and it would be awesome to see both of them bonding to create a new suit. Given how advanced his suit is, very tech-savvy and high-tech, it seems like he's the kind of person who really knows how to build suits. His Prowler suit is probably something he designed himself, so creating a suit for our Miles would be a great scenario to imagine. This new suit would likely give him an edge when facing the Spot. Going to the next theory, Miles and Gwen will have their moment together. This one is pretty straightforward and might not even be considered a theory because it has a 100% chance of happening. I can see them having this private moment, just the two of them, whether they're stuck in a different universe or just taking time for themselves to work through their issues. Given that Gwen now needs to regain his trust, she would do whatever it takes to earn it back. It would be more heartfelt if the moment between them is just the two of them alone, and eventually, she would confess her feelings for him. It's in this moment that would be perfect to have the other Spider people around, especially Spider-Man India and Spider-Punk, who have been rooting for them to be together. Their reaction would be priceless. And the last theory on the list is that we might have a time skip by the end of the movie, showing Miles and Gwen and the other Spider people a little older. To be honest, a time skip seems unlikely, but there's always a chance. It really depends on how the story plays out. And that's pretty much my guesses for Beyond the Spider-Verse. It's really unfortunate that it seems like we're gonna have to wait a long time for the release of the movie. At this moment, there's no release date for it, but I'm pretty sure that it's definitely going to be worth all the waiting.